Hola a todos, it's the prima favorita Bobby here, and thank you for joining me in the Cousins Corner. If you are new here, welcome to the Cousins Corner. If you're not new here, welcome back. I am tu prima favorita Bobby, and I just like to talk. And I just wanted to come and run me boca for a little bit. I came across a post earlier, and this girl, she was just talking about how so many people view like marriage as a bigger commitment than having kids, and how she disagrees with that. And I'm gonna run my mouth and tell you that I disagree with that too. I don't care if this is an unpopular opinion. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. I think most people with sense will tell you that kids are definitely a bigger commitment than getting married. I also saw this video that kind of peed me off, but there was this guy and he was like admitting like, it was like you could just leave. And I was like, I was in shock, but I wasn't in shock because I feel like a lot of people feel that way. And a lot of people who think like that as far as like kids are less of a commitment than marriage, because they feel like in marriage you can't just bag out, and with kids you can, right? And I hate that. I really, especially as a person who works with children, who loves children, who my life is like dedicated to just bringing up future success for this world, the people who are going to take over the world. I believe the children are the future. You know, it really makes me upset because it's like for you to think that this is not a huge commitment. And it also kind of goes to show you, especially when it comes to men and women, because there's a lot more men who I feel say this than women, or at least from what I have heard or I have seen or come across. It's because a lot of them don't hold fatherhood or parenthood in general to the same standard. And it's because they don't expect to have to do a lot. They don't expect to have to show up as much as the mom will be. So of course to them, it's going to seem like less of a commitment because there's less that they feel like they have to do, that they have to come off of. I'm sure that some of you might have even come across some videos that have gone viral lately with men who are absolutely just showing they peaches, their butts. But basically saying that, you know, when the child comes, like their life is not going to change. And a lot of them really think like that. And that's why I think it's so important. Like if you're going to have children, ladies, have children with somebody who wants to be a father. There is a difference between a man who wants to just have kids, a man who wants to just have a woman, versus a guy who really wants to be a husband and to be a father. And if you are going to bring kids into this world, it is very important to be with somebody who wants to be a father, who wants to actively participate in bringing up their child, who wants to actively participate in the development and the growth of your child. And I feel like a lot of people, especially in today's time, you see a lot of this baby mama culture, and it's because people are not thinking like that. You're trying to have this child because you want to hold on to this relationship, or you're trying to have this child because you want to hold on to this man, or you thinking that he's going to change just because there's a child involved, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it doesn't matter if he doesn't want to be a father. Anyway, I'm getting a bit off of topic. Back to my original topic. Having children is a bigger commitment than being married. They both are huge commitments, and they should not be taken lightly. They should not be taken with a grain of salt. But being married to somebody is, yes, you're committing to that person. You're committing to sharing a life with that person. You're committing to cohabitating with that person. You're committing to maybe tying your finances to that person, whatever the case may be. So yes, on a personal level, it is a very huge commitment, but you have to understand that when you bring kids into this world, that is a huge commitment too, because that's an agreement that you're making with that child, that I'm going to be here for you, or you should be making with that child, that I'm going to be here for you, that I'm going to teach you the ways that you should go, that I'm going to provide for you mentally, physically, emotionally. That is a huge commitment, because you're making that commitment to that person before they even get here. You should be. And it just really pains me to see a lot of people really don't think that way when it comes to kids. They just think, oh, this is just something you do. You just have them. You just tell them yes, no, do that, don't do this, and that's it. And it's not just that. Raising a child, really bringing somebody into this world and committing and contributing to their development and their growth is a huge responsibility. It's a huge responsibility, and I hate when I'm having conversations with men and they want to talk about kids or whatever the case may be. When do you think you'll have kids? Like, when do you want them? How many do you want? And have said nothing about commitment or marriage or how they want to be as a father or anything like that. It's usually like they just want to have kids just to have them. And that right there lets me know, like, even if I did want them, even if I wanted to, you wouldn't be the person that I would do that with. Because the way you're thinking about your legacy, your lineage, or whatever the case may be, you're not thinking about being a father. How are you going to be as a father to your children? You over here talking about having kids and you want 3, 4, 5 of them, but you don't know how to show up. You're not communicative. You have said nothing about how you want to be as a father to your children, nothing about how you want to contribute to their development and growth, nothing about how you want to show up for your wife, nothing about even a wife. These dudes want to talk about kids. They don't even want to talk about being with, where's the mama at? Because it ain't me. But anyway, I just say that to say that that was something that was on my mind. I just needed to run my mouth about. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you are talking to a man, to un hombre, and he's talking to you about you would make such a great mother and da 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 da, because they'll tell you all day long how you would make such a great mother. They'll tell you what characteristics or whatever it is that you have or how they can see you with a baby. When I hear that, it's like I see you barefoot and pregnant and just having my babies and having my babies and having my babies. But they can't tell you the first thing about how they want to show up as a father or how they see themselves as a father, as an active father in their child's life. And if he can't tell you that, you need to cut that conversation short. You need to bring it to his attention. And if he's not checking himself of like, oh no, let me explain, and really giving you the ends of this is how I will show up as a father. Or if he does give you the ends and it sounds like a bunch of BS or something that you're not about, stop talking to that man, because he will not hesitate to drop kick you to the curb if you do end up with a baby and he decides that he doesn't want to stay with you anymore. So be smart. Don't let society and other people wanting to just be with the times or be with the current times or the modernized times or whatever the case may be tell you that you wanting marriage before you carry is a crazy thing or a crazy concept, because it's not. Don't let society make you believe that a man should not be an active father in his child's life. That is not a crazy concept, and you should not be laying down or having babies or bringing babies to term with anybody who is not ready to be a parent with you. And that also goes the other way too, for any dudes that are like watching this and you know, you want kids, you want to be a father, but you out here running around with these women who don't actually want to be mothers or wives or whatever the case may be. Same thing. Go after what it is that you want that also wants the same thing as you, because a lot of people get caught up because I thought he was going to change once we got married. I thought she was going to change once she had a kid. No. Have these conversations beforehand. Not on the first date, of course, but have these conversations beforehand. But anyway, that's just my thoughts, and thank you for just letting me run my mouth. If you have not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe, like, share your comments, because I love to engage with you. Thank you for joining me today in the Cousins Corner. I am tu prima favorita, Bobby, and I will see you next time. Bye.